WEF says the perfect storm of economic recession and geopolitical shock is coming. People will revolt due to hunger. When people don't have enough bread and entertainment, what will the leaders of the World Economic Forum discuss at the next meeting in Davos, Switzerland? It's taking place now, as we know. What happens when large sections of society cannot afford bread due to the skyrocketing cost of living, and bread and spectacles are not enough to appease the popular anger? Well, nothing good. The combination of the economic recession predicted for this year, 2023, and geopolitical tensions will heighten the political risk for the West, and that's why the cost of living crisis is a top issue at the global level right now, according to the World Economic Forum's Global Risks Report, an annual poll of 1,200 members of government, business leaders, and civil society. According to the poll, there will be little respite from high energy prices, the food crisis, and geopolitical crisis in the coming years or months. In the short term, nearly 70% of the respondents indicate that volatile economic conditions and various supply-side shocks affecting economies set the scene for 2023, while around 20% of respondents indicate they fear disastrous developments in the coming years, 10 years according to Bloomberg. So this will be going on for the next 10 years. Very few leaders in today's generation have faced these kinds of traditional risks around food and energy, while also having to answer the question of what's going to happen in terms of the debt issue, what's coming in terms of climate. This is what Saida Sahidi, CEO of WEF, said, and she warns that the world may be entering a deadly downward spiral. We're going to need a kind of a new type of leadership that is much more flexible, which he said. It's not a she, it's a he. He said on Bloomberg Television. Next week, the annual WEF conference will take place in Davos, Switzerland, where the world's elite will discuss how to control developments in societies worldwide. The meeting comes at a time when inflation is at a 4-decade high and many advanced economies with interest rates much higher than expected 12 months ago. The World Economic Forum's annual Global Risk Report. Social unrest is coming, they said, and the report calls for global cooperation and warns that if governments mishandle the crisis, they risk creating social unrest on an unprecedented scale as investments in health, education, and economic growth disappear, further eroding social cohesion, a condition that it was repaired in Europe mainly, but also in general in the West after the experience of 2 world wars. Increases in military spending could reduce support for vulnerable households, leaving some countries in a perpetual state of crisis and reversing the urgent need to tackle climate change and biodiversity loss, according to the related Bloomberg commentary. Global Risks Report 2023. We know what the risks are. Here's what experts say we can do about it. World Economic Forum, the Geoeconomic War, unmanageable developments. The worst case scenario, according to the report, is the risk of geoeconomic warfare, in which geopolitical rivalries are likely to increase economic tensions and turbulence beyond the level of a deep recession, exacerbating both short and long-term risks. In this already toxic mix of known and growing global risks, a new sudden development from a new military conflict to a new virus that could cause a global pandemic could become unmanageable, according to Zahidi. Therefore, climate and human development must be at the core of world leaders' concerns to build resilience against future shocks. In addition, the report also warned that the interaction of overlapping risks may cause a series of future problems in a multi-crisis, such as resource competition, where countries compete for natural resources. This is from Banking News, and I translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.